On Sunday, the Greek people have been asked to vote in a referendum, yes or no, to a deal from their creditors. The problem is that deal isn't actually on the table anymore. What most people think this vote is actually about is whether Greece will become the first country to exit the Eurozone or not. The problem for Greek people trying to make a decision on this vote is yes or no. No one can tell them what their country is going to look like next week. What are we exactly saying no to?
No, no in Europe. In this Europe.
Okay. Okay, so when you say Europe, do you mean the EU or the Eurozone?
No, the Eurozone, I mean. I am European, you are European, we have the same right. Germans are not the...
But the Germans don't have the same amount of debt.
The same?
Debt.
The debt is not a Greek problem. The debt is a capitalist problem.
Do you think a lot of Greeks feel the same way?
Yes.
Yeah.
Especially in Syriza.
We say yes to dignity. We say no to blackmail. We have been through so much all these 5 years that we are not afraid of fear anymore.
After 5 years of financial crisis, deep cuts, harsh austerity, emotions are running high in Greece on both the yes and the no camp. So we're heading now to the north of Athens to meet with a senior Greek academic, it's actually a former EU ombudsman, to get a cool head, to try and get some facts about the decision facing Greece on Sunday. Thank you.
Referenda are an extraordinarily delicate and potentially dangerous instrument for gauging public opinion because they tend to simplify enormously. If you're talking about, do you agree with an agreement which may be 40, 50, 300 pages long, okay? How is the average Joe in the street likely to be able to have actually read it, internalized it, formed a judgment, and then go and say, and drop a ballot, okay? We are clearly entering uncharted waters. There has never been a case of an exit from the Eurozone. We don't have a precedent. I have to think again of the welfare of 11 million people, okay? And you don't play poker with this kind of a situation.
So we're on our way to join the board members of Petropolis, a major import-export company in Greece, as they meet to decide how to deal with the crisis.
The effect of the crisis on this business was quite big. Basically, the market went down by about more than 90%.
More than 90%? Did you have to make layoffs? Did you have to make cuts?
Yes, unfortunately, yes. 2012, which was the year that we cut down, was my worst year professionally. I saw people crying, I saw people swearing, I saw people begging, I saw people losing their dignity. That's a very, very bad thing.
So 2012 was the worst year that you've had so far?
Correct.
But what about if there's a no vote? What do you expect it could get that bad again?
Yes, it's going to be a disaster, because most probably voting no means that eventually we'll get out of Europe. And it's going to be a disaster. Full stop.
If there is, say, a no vote to the referendum, how long do you think the calm can continue for the company?
3 months, because this was our planning horizon. We don't have a plan B beyond that. Nobody can.
Most of the kind of savings that are substantial aren't really in Greece in the first place. I mean, is that the same with your company?
Yeah.
So where do you keep the most of your money if it's not in Greece?
In Germany.
In Germany.
Safe place.
I mean, is there not a social responsibility to Greece to keep some money in Greece, do you think?
Would it be socially responsible that we are not able to pay our workers and our suppliers? Would that be more socially responsible?
We've come to the hospital to meet Merapi again in the hope that she can give us a bit more understanding about why she's so adamant that no is the only option for Greeks when they vote in the referendum on Sunday. How many people did you see this morning?
Only 2 from the catalogue.
No one else turned up?
No.
Why do you think? Because
No
you're worrying
money.
about no money.
To take the bus. I don't know. It's not possible to have a government by banks and not by politics.
You were saying that there have been shortages even of like cotton swabs, you were saying.
Yes. Every day you must check what exactly you have. You have this tube, you have this pad, you have a syringe, you have paper. It's very difficult.
If this situation is bad now, if there's a no vote, if Greece leaves Europe, won't it just get worse for the hospital?
I think that at the beginning,
Yeah.
maybe worse,
Yeah.
but after a few months it will be better. I don't need a shit about European leaders.
Unfortunately, though, they give a shit. The situation seems to be, if you say no to these measures, it's no
It's a blackmail.
to Europe.
Greece belongs to the Eurozone.
I just got rain in my eyeball.
So
Yeah.
we belong to Europe also as regards the weather today.
Had the capital controls had any impact in your life so far in terms of... Yeah.
Definitely. Just only those 2 days.
Really?
Business is down. It's the worst thing that happened to this country as long as I remember. I rarely go to rallies, but this time I'm here.
There are many more suits, there are many more crisp shirts here this evening. But underneath that, there are a lot of people who actually feel quite betrayed by the Syriza government, and they're voting yes for that reason.
The thing I see now is that all people are really angry. We voted someone to take some decisions, and he's throwing the ball back to us to decide. It's not our job.
You know, the Chinese have a curse. May you live in interesting times. And these are very interesting times in Greece.
So, what's going on? Well, economists are once again looking at the wrong indicators, and politicians are beginning to realise that they've bailed out the wrong industry.